Hi, I'm John with Let's Go Now Adventures, and I'm excited because today we're going to answer a question. This question was submitted by one of our viewers, and it's a great question. Today's question is all about powering your RV when you don't have electrical hookups. Stay tuned because right after this, the answer. Today's question comes to us from Rudy, and he asks, quick question. I'm getting into solar and just ordered the Rudys solar suitcase for use while camping in the Arizona White Mountains. I also have a Honda EU 2000 generator and was wondering if you would elaborate on how to use both solar and generator usage while camping. Generator, say when the sun isn't quite up, or followed up by solar as much as possible. So thanks, Rudy. Rudy asks a great question, and I'll do my best to keep the answer quick. This is the kind of topic I could talk about for hours, but today I'm going to keep it as short as possible. In the upper right-hand corner of the screen, I've put a poll question. So go up there and answer either yes or no about whether or not you would find value in a more in-depth discussion on this topic. First, let's talk about solar versus a generator for power. They both have pros and cons. First, a generator. The pros, they give you power on demand, and depending on the size of the generator you choose, can provide enough electricity to supply whatever your electrical needs are. The cons of generators is that they can be expensive. The costs are fuel, the cost of purchase, and the cost of maintenance. But with generators, the biggest con of all is that they're just loud. Now solar. The pros. Solar is renewable, and after purchase, it's free. But for me, the biggest plus for solar is it makes no noise. The cons, weather can interfere with the ability to gather energy from the sun. When the sun goes down at night, so does your solar setup's ability to generate electricity. The other con is, on their own, many camping solar setups can't supply the on-demand electrical needs. So an example of that is in the day it's sunny and your solar panel is able to produce lots of energy. But you don't need that much energy in the daytime. You need the energy at night when it gets dark. That's when you're going to want to turn your lights on, is when the sun's gone down. So Rudy has a great setup. He has a 100-watt solar panel and a Honda generator. With now Honda generators, Rudy is a smart choice. I've put together an illustration of how to use both solar and a generator to have the power you need. If you camp at a campground with electrical hookups, it's easy. You'll just pull in, park your rig, plug in, problem solved. But we're talking about my favorite way of camping, really getting away from it all, and that's called dry camping. Some say boondocking, I call it wonderful. No hookups, you're on your own. There are basically 5 major components to any effective off-grid camping electrical setup. First, we have the generator. It's noisy, but it can provide its rated power whenever you need it. It has 2 jobs when you hook it up to your RV. First, it's going to charge the RV's batteries. Second, it can provide power for you when you need AC power. You know, AC power is the kind of power like you have at home that can run appliances, TVs, microwaves, things like that. Second, we have the RV's battery. The battery's main job is to store energy. By itself, it provides a source of DC electricity for your rig. RV manufacturers are very good about making most of the things on your RV, most of your stuff, run on DC power. Examples are lights, water, pumps, slide motors. The most notable exceptions being your air conditioner, your microwave, and your entertainment components. Third is a converter or a charge controller. What these do is they function to manage the electricity that you have coming into your RV. They manage the AC power coming in from shore power, you know, the power that you have at campgrounds or at home, your generator, or your solar panels. What they do is they take that power and convert it into a form that will charge your batteries, and then also provide AC power for your rig. The fourth component is solar. Whether it's manufacturer-installed solar system or a portable solar panel like Rudy has, Its job is to collect energy from the sun and convert that into electricity. What the solar does best is to collect energy all day long and bank that energy away in the RV's battery. This way we store energy during the day, and at night we can draw off of the battery. Now at night when we need, we can power anything that runs on DC power. So let's say it's night and you want to fire up your flat screen TV to watch a movie. The TV needs AC power. So what you could do is fire up your generator to give you the AC power to run your TV. But your generator's noisy. And you know, when you're boondocking, you don't have any neighbors that are going to listen to your generator, but you'll have to listen to it. There's one more component to our setup, and it's called the inverter. The job of inverter is to convert 12-volt DC power that the batteries have into 120-volt AC power that your appliances have. Now, with an inverter, you can take your power from your batteries and you can watch TV. So depending on your style of camping, you'll need to evaluate all these components and how you'll want them to work for you. I'm going to use my camping style as an example. For us, when boondocking, we don't use the air conditioner, microwave, or hair dryers. These are thirsty for lots of AC power. We need enough power for lights, the slides, the water pump, and the furnace fan. Then in the evening, we need to use AC power to charge our batteries and laptops so that we can make the YouTube videos and occasionally watch a movie. So I'll illustrate our setup. So here is our 16-year-old trailer.
Hi.
Hello. We're boondocking, so there's no power. So if there's no power coming in, there's nothing for the converter to do. Our first choice is solar. We have one 100-watt panel like Rudy. And where we camp and where Rudy's camping, on a bright sunny day, we'll recover the 100 amp hours of energy with our one solar panel. So each day we store 100 amp hours of energy, and each night we use DC power for most things. But we need AC power too. So let's add on that inverter to draw some of the power off of the batteries and turn that into AC power for TVs, laptop, and camera battery chargers. So here's the problem. What if the weather doesn't cooperate? That's where we use the generator. We use our generator in a backup role for charging the batteries. It doesn't take a big generator. You know, you can only charge batteries so fast. A generator like Rudy's is enough to charge batteries and take care of most AC appliances, except for, say, the air conditioner. So what each person needs to do is take a look at the energy that they need for their style of camping and select and adjust these 5 components: batteries, the converter, an inverter, and solar, and a generator. A new well-equipped rig will have all of these components, and you won't have to worry about much. But the rest of us will have to evaluate how we camp, and then balance out these 5 components, and then make upgrades or purchase decisions to suit our needs so that we have the gear ready to go for boondocking. Hopefully I've given you a bird's eye view of how to have electricity while you're dry camping. You know, take the poll up in the upper right-hand corner and to let me know if you'd like a more in-depth discussion on this topic. If you would, also you could leave a comment in the comment section down below. But I'd really like to thank you for watching the entire video today. If you found this video helpful, please give us a big thumbs up and then hit the subscribe button so you're notified when we release more videos. Until then, we'll see you on the next adventure.